Welcome back, or welcome to Warren College on a 41-degree gloomy day outside. It's heating up inside DeVries Gym. It's basketball time today on the Owls Sports Network. Today it's your Warren Wilson Owls taking on the Pensacola Christian Eagles. Hi again, every game number 2 of our double header. The Owls women winning game 1, 76-51. So the Owls men trying to make it a sweep. Pensacola Christian 8-9 on the season. Warren Wilson 7-10. Let's meet the Eagles. Head coach Mark Gatch starts this way. At one guard, it's number 2, Corey Williams, 6-foot sophomore from Fayetteville, Georgia. At another guard, it's number 4, T.J. Jackson, a 6'1 sophomore from Clinton, Maryland. And up front today for the Eagles, number 22, Joel Thomas, a 6'5 sophomore from Kansas City, Missouri. Number 41, Tom Andrews, a 6'7 junior from Pensacola, Florida. And number 50, John Andings, a 6'9 senior from Pensacola, Florida. Now the starters for your Warren Wilson Owls. Head coach William Montz, 23-23 in his second season. And he will start this way. At one guard, it's number 2, Stephen Horton Jr., sophomore, 6'1", 185 pounds from Yokohama, Japan. At another guard, number 3, Ty Johnson, senior, 6'2", 180 from Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Up front for the Owls, number 22, Garth Bailey, sophomore, 6'1", 190 from Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Number 11, E.J. Patterson, freshman, 6'3", 170 from Lancaster, South Carolina. And number 32, Thomas Hay, sophomore, 6'3", 185 pounds from Waynesville, North Carolina. Still no Timmy Johnson for the Owls here tonight. The Owls do have Justin Gagne available, though, off the bench. A lot of size for Pensacola Christian, folks. You heard me call out the starters. 6'7", 6'9 up front. They've got guys that are 6'9 coming off the bench as well. So it's going to be tough on the inside here for the Owls. They're going to have to play good team defense. Again, the Owls, no Tyler Triplett for the rest of the year. He had season-ending surgery, so Thomas Hay, E.J. Patterson, Danilo Radonjic are the 3 bigs that are going to have to step up. As John Andrews tips it, and Pensacola Christian wins the opening tip. It's the Eagles moving left to right on your screens and tablets here in the first half, possessing first for the first time. Andrews underneath to Andrews. It's John the Tom who lays it up and in, and it's 2-0 Pensacola Christian. Horton Jr. into the forecourt. Stephen Horton Jr. gets it to Ty Johnson. Johnson's been doing a lot of the work on the offensive end for the Owls, but the Owls got to get back to team basketball. Ty Johnson from way downtown buries a triple. Ty Johnson, the number 1 player in the USCAA, shooting the 3 ball. So the Owls going to the press here early. John Andrews, Thomas Hay again. What are you going to do? Thomas Hay is 6'3". John Andrews is 6'9". Do the math. 4-3 Pensacola Christian. As I was saying, Ty Johnson, the number 1 3-point shooter in the USCAA, and makes and attempts. He's 19th, shooting 42% from behind the arc. 15th in scoring at 19.5 points per ball game as he gets it out to Bailey. Bailey from downtown, an air ball, and that's going to go out of bounds. So Eagles get it back. The tale of the season, the recent part of the season of these teams is night and day. Pensacola in their last 7, 6-1. Warren Wilson in their last 7, 1-6. Thomas, here's John Andrews, turnaround, deep jumper, no good, and the Owls will take that one all day. Garth Bailey with the rebound. Here's Horton Jr. pushing into the forecourt to Bailey. Bailey lost the dribble, and coming up with it is Jackson. Jackson 3-on-2. Bounce pass is deflected, and they say nobody touched it. Boy, Thomas is appealing. Looked like Thomas Hay might have got a hand on it, but it's a break for the Owls as they get it on the turnover. Horton Jr. into the forecourt. Ty Johnson, that was a low pass. Johnson had trouble with it. It's knocked away, but Horton Jr. able to get it back to Ty. Horton Jr. on the far side, top of the key. Ty Johnson takes it to the elbow. Up top, Thomas Hay. Now to Bailey. 10 to shoot for Wilson. Garth Bailey dribbles to the right. Hands it off Horton Jr. Horton Jr. with 3. Floats it up. No, but he's fouled. And they'll say it was in the act of shooting, so Horton Jr. up against the shot clock, just trying to make something happen, and Pensacola Christian bailing him out by fouling him. Stephen Horton Jr., 56% at the free throw stripe during the season so far. Owls are 4-3 here at home, as Horton Jr. rims that one in to tie it up at 4. Pensacola Christian, game 7 of a 10-game road trip for them. They're coming off a massive performance. They defeated College of Faith, who the Owls will play on senior night here, 122-97. They like to run and gun. You're seeing it here. Put back attempt, John Andrews, no good after the layup by Thomas was missed. And the Owls holding their own here in the opening minutes. Horton Jr. now. Thomas Hay directing traffic. Gets it right back to Steven. Here's Garth Bailey between the circles. Dribbles right of the lane. Out to Hay. Hay, deep jumper. Can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Corey Williams. And Williams into the forecourt. Mark Gatch in his 21st season coaching these Eagles. Jackson over on the left wing. Under 16 to play here in the first half. Just underway. Chris Shima, glad to be with you wherever you're watching from. We do appreciate it. Williams traveled with the basketball, so turnover by the Eagles gives the ball back to Warren Wilson. So again, the Owls, no Tyler Triplett for the rest of the year. They've been without David Grice, who's missed the entire season. Timmy Johnson is out yet again. Justin Gagne has been cleared to play, but we'll see how long he goes. Horton Jr. 15 to shoot, plenty of time. Horton Jr., a lot of dribbling, and it's poked away. Jackson with the steal. Outlet to Thomas. Thomas drives in. Offensive foul. Garth Bailey doing a nice job to take the charge there. So the Owls leading it 5-4. And here comes Justin Gagne on for the first time. Let's see who goes to the bench here. Horton Jr. will sit down. So Gagne missing the game against, we have a stoppage here. Looks like might have been a clock issue. They're going to reset it. They took a second off of the shot clock. So it's at 30 now, 16:09 left to go here in this first half. Thomas Hay, top of the key. Gagne fakes the 3, drives in, puts it up too strong. Off the glass, rebound tipped, and boy, Tom Andrews hits the deck. Bodies flying all over the place. And everybody's up and okay. When you got 6'7" and 6'9" hitting the floor, you're going to hear it. Big bodies underneath the Andrews brothers for Pensacola Christian. Here's John. Now over to Williams on the left wing. Swings it over to Thomas. Thomas right wing to Jackson. Jackson, Bailey gambled for the 3. Shot the 3, no good. John Andrews offensive rebound. Can't get it to rim in though. Thomas Hay gets the rebound. Well, that's the good news for the Owls. They're severely undersized up against Pensacola Christian today, but Thomas Hay, one of the better rebounders in the nation. He's 14th in the USCAA with 116 on the year. Thomas Hay, speaking of which, has it top of the key over Ty Johnson from downtown. Short shot, no good. Hay trying for the offensive rebound, tips it out of bounds. So the ball back to Pensacola Christian. 15:08 left to go here in the first half. Trapping pressure by the Owls here. Williams throws it to Tom Andrews in the forecourt. High pass handled by Thomas over on the left wing. There is Williams between the circles. Tom Andrews left elbow. Looking for John, gets it to him left of the lane. Right back out to Thomas. Thomas drives in, scoops it up and in. Pretty move by Thomas there to give the Eagles the lead back 6-5. Justin Gagne on the right elbow. Scoops it over to Bailey. Bailey, double team came through it. Got him going into the... Gagne would have been wide open for a three. Garth Bailey on the right side. Nice pass to Patterson, who lays it up and in. So the Owls getting a couple of inside buckets here and regain the lead now, 7-6. So Patterson with the bucket. Owls up by 1, 14:05 left to go. Tom Andrews top of the key. Over to Thomas on the left wing. John Andrews, defender falls down, and another offensive foul. A lot of times when you're big and you go elbow like that, the defending player will get the benefit of that call. Some subs made. Gagne back out. Gagne is going to head over to the trainer to get worked on as Stephen Horton Jr. comes back in. Subs on for the Eagles. It is Elijah Kimming checking in. And DeMarlon Gardner also out there, the freshman. So the Andrews brothers getting a break. Garth Bailey between the circles. Dribbles to the top of the key. Cut off in the lane, out to Hay. Hay with 15 on the clock, back to Bailey. Bailey to the baseline, back to Hay. Extra pass, open Ty Johnson. Three ball in and out, and the long rebound chased down by Jackson. Jackson floats it up. Good defense there by Ty Johnson. The shot off the back of the rim, no good. And Ty Johnson standing firm really forced Jackson into that shot and miss. So here comes the Owls, leading it by 1. Ty dribbles to the top. Thomas Hay to the free throw stripe. Steps into a jumper, no good. Thomas flies in for a rebound. He'll bring it into the front court now. And we have a foul underneath by Thomas Hay. Team foul number 1 for the Owls, 3 for Pensacola here in the first half. 13 minutes left to go in the first half. Inbound to Jackson, quickly tossed to Williams between the circles. Swings it to Thomas, top of the key. Right back to the alley-oop, and Williams lays it up and in. Nifty play there by the Eagles, as Williams was left wide open on the back door. Horton Jr. into the lane, puts it up, no, trying to draw contact. Williams comes up with it, 3-on-2. Williams, shot rejected by Thomas Hay, out of bounds. So we'll stay with the Eagles. Thomas Hay, 7th in the USCAA now with his 20th block of the year, as he'll get a breather. Danilo Radonjic checking in for him. And coming on for Pensacola Christian, it will be Seth Crane. So Crane out there. Pensacola Christian averaging 73.6 points per ball game. Inbound deflected, but Williams able to come up with it. They're plus 7.8 rebounding on average per night. A lot of that has to do with their size. Dylan Crane on the right side. Seth Crane top of the key. Now here's Thomas. Thomas left of the lane. Jumper with the hand in his face, no good. Good defense again by the Owls. Radonjic with the rebound. Horton Jr. out to Bailey. Bailey dribbles to the left, right back to Horton Jr. between the circles. Under 12 to go here in the first half. Pensacola Christian leading it by 1. Bailey, turnaround shot. High arcing shot, no good. Tip for the rebound, it goes out of bounds. Radonjic saved it, but it goes over the line before Horton Jr. can make a play on it. So Eagles get the basketball back. Eagles, NCAA Division II member of the South region. And if you're just joining us, Owls women winning earlier today by 25 points. A statement victory for the ladies. Good team defense on the inside. Again, Bailey deflected the entry pass. Patterson diving for it. Jump ball is called, and we will go to the other end of the court. So Warren Wilson getting possession. This is what I said in the opening. If the Owls are going to win this game, they have to play good team defense on the inside. Can't let a lot of one-on-one going in. You saw the team collapse on that entry pass, and the Owls get a possession because of it. It is a low-scoring first half as well. It's 15 points as we near the midway point. Garth Bailey, bounce pass to the cutter. Ty Johnson puts it up. No. Patterson offensive rebound. Patterson around a sea of defenders. Gets it out to Ty, who buries a triple. Ty Johnson, second three-point ball of the night. He's got 6 of the 10. Wilson back up by 2. Dylan Crane now into the forecourt. Williams right back to Dylan. Now Williams between the circles. Thomas right back to him. Williams gets a screen. He was open at top. Floater in the lane off the back of the rim. No good. Garth Bailey with the rebound. Out to Horton Jr. to Patterson underneath. Gets past the defense and lays it up and in. Nice pass again by Bailey, who's been very crisp with his passing. Patterson, nice job running the floor. Pensacola, bad job getting back on defense. So the Owls with their biggest lead of the night at 4, 12-8. Dylan Crane on the right side now, top of the key to Seth Crane. Left side, Thomas. Thomas, high pass for Kimming and too high for Kimming, and that says a lot considering Elijah is 6'9". So it goes off his fingertips out of bounds. Patterson out, Bailey out. Stephon Cates coming on for the first time. And returning for Warren Wilson is Thomas Hay. So just about at the midway point of the first half, Warren Wilson leading at 12-8. Low scoring first half, that benefits the Owls. Both teams like to get at it, but Pensacola Christian averaging nearly 75 a ball game. Ty Johnson again. He's got 9 of the 15 and a throwaway by Thomas. Ty Johnson will back it out. He'll try another. Not that time. A little bit too long. And it goes off of Horton Jr., they say, out of bounds. Jackson checking back in for Pensacola. And coming on for the Eagles is John Hibbler, 6'5" sophomore from Ashburn, Virginia. Both Crane brothers are from that part of Virginia as well. Dylan Crane. Now Hibbler. Back to Dylan. Dylan. Got to beat the 10-second clock. Just does it as Thomas gets it into the forecourt. Jackson. Pull-up jumper. Good. That ends a long scoring drought for Pensacola Christian and cuts the Owls' lead to 5, 15-10, 9:05 remaining here in the first half. Horton Jr., what a pass underneath to Hay. This is the way the Owls, as Ty Johnson deflects it out of bounds. This is the William Montz would like to see the Owls playing all year. Unselfish, great passing, finding the open man. Folks, the Owls have been stagnant of late. They've allowed 81 points per ball game in this 1-6 stretch. They've given up 10 to a very good offensive team so far here in this first half. A long way to go, though, folks. Owls in victories this year, averaging 16 assists per ball game. In losses, 9.7. Pensacola with 12 to shoot now. It's Jackson between the circles. John Andrews come back in. His pass is tipped, and Jackson has to save it. Over to Hibbler with 4 to shoot. Good ball movement, and an open 3 by Dylan Crane is missed. Thomas Hay dives for it. Bodies all over the place, but the Owls stay with it. Ty Johnson strong to the bucket is fouled by Dylan Crane. Ty Johnson, we're going to get a timeout. A 30-second timeout, so we'll step aside for a moment and come right back with the Owls leading it 17-10. Upcoming broadcast schedule, folks. On Monday, the men go to Montreat. That'll be a fun one at 7 p.m. We're going to go with them. Rematch of that overtime thriller the Owls won last year. Cates gets the inbound out of the timeout. Owls with the basketball. Ty Johnson, that one halfway down and out. He's got 9 on 3 3-pointers. He's 3 of 5 from downtown here tonight. Missing that one, though. Here comes the Eagles. Top of the key, it's Thomas. Drives in, gets it out to Jackson from downtown. Oh, high arcing beauty by Jackson, who puts it in the back of the net. 17-13 now, with 7:45 left to go here in the first half. Radonjic will come out. Garth Bailey coming in. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Stick around at halftime, folks. Fred McCormick with the Black Mountain News will join us, local newspaper, to talk a little bit about journalistic thingies and news and notes and all that good stuff. So stick around for that at halftime. Ty Johnson into the lane, out to Bailey, open 3, can't get it to go. Ty Johnson, offensive rebound. Hits it out to Cates. Bailey between the circles. Bailey dribbles right of the lane, puts it high off the glass, too strong. Thomas Hay tipped it to Bailey. Bailey, second effort, no. Third time, no. But Bailey is fouled and will go to the line. Unhappy with himself that he couldn't get the bucket, but he is rewarded. And the Owls hitting the glass hard. Doing a nice job against the much taller Eagles here tonight. So Bailey at the line. 46% free throw shooter, gets the first one to go. Horton Jr. out. Set the 5 on the court for you here for the Owls. It's Garth Bailey, Stephon Cates, Ty Johnson, E.J. Patterson, and Thomas Hay. We'll set the 5 for the Eagles here in a moment as Bailey gets the second. So 6-point game again. Dylan Crane in the backcourt. Tom Andrews also out there with Hibbler, Jackson, and John Andrews. Andrews, John, that is, threw it away. Patterson with the steal. Cates to the bucket, score. Owls with their biggest lead in the night, 21-13, and yet another assisted field goal. Here's Tom Andrews into the forecourt, doubled up, and a high pass that flies into the crowd. Pensacola out of sorts with their passing here in this first half. Owls trapping pressure, doing a nice job to get them out of sorts. Patterson top of the key. Bailey out near midcourt. Cates between the circles. Takes it into the lane. Shot rejected by Andrews. That's John Andrews with the block. John Andrews leading the NCAA in blocks with 42. Make it 43. 16 to shoot for the Owls. Ty Johnson on the left wing. Cates up top. 10 to shoot. Cates with 5. Ty Johnson's going to have to pop it and buries another one. Are you kidding me? Ty Johnson with 12. 11-point lead for Warren Wilson. Hibbler. Here's John Andrews up top to Jackson. Dribbles in. Gets it out to Crane. Fakes the 3. A wild shot off the backboard, but the Owls tip it out of bounds. So Warren Wilson and Pensacola Christian meeting for the first time in recent memory, at least, and the Owls holding an 11-point advantage. Dylan Crane on the left wing, top of the key. Jackson, he'll back it out near midcourt and set up the offense with 16 to shoot. John Andrews up top. Tom Andrews on the near side of your screen. Over to Dylan Crane. Here's Hibbler, long jumper, no good. Thomas Hay with the rebound. Boy, Pensacola Christian's really gone away from the inside game. We've seen a lot of outside jump shots. They've got the size advantage. Here's Cates from downtown as he gets it to go. And Wilson is rolling right now, 27-13. Hibbler into the forecourt. Andrews to Dylan Crane. Can't get the bucket, but he is fouled. Folks, we won't have stats for the first half because the school is still not in session, so the Owls operating with a skeleton crew, but it's needless to say, Pensacola Christian came in shooting 45% from the field, is not shooting their usual percentage here tonight. Dylan Crane goes to the line for 2 shots. It was the first foul for Wilson on Garth Bailey and the second team foul. Pensacola Christian has 5 team fouls with 5:13 to go here in the half. Cleaning up a wet spot is what held us up, so Dylan Crane now to shoot 2 free throws and rims in the first one. Corey Williams checking back in for the Eagles. Coming out is Hibbler. Justin Gagne played about a minute or 2 and came right out, and we haven't seen him since. Hopefully he's okay and able to give it a go. Right now with this lead, William Montz may just want to only use them in emergency situations. 27-15 now. Both free throws made. Garth Bailey bounced past the Patterson in the lane. Turnaround shot, can't get it to go. Thomas skies for the rebound, and here come the Eagles looking to make a push. Jackson into the forecourt. His pass is deflected by Cates, and just a bad hop as it goes off of Cates' kneecap. Still a good effort defensively in this first half by the Owls. Under 5 to go. Eagles will get it back with 25 on the shot clock. Still lots of time. Williams. High pass to Thomas in the forecourt on the far side of your screen. Now to Williams out near midcourt. Jackson over near us. Top of the key, John Andrews. Outside to Thomas. Here's Jackson. Steps into a jumper, no good, and more good defense by the Owls. Part of the reason why Pensacola is unable to go to the inside is the Owls aren't letting them. Boy, Cates had to dive for it, and Wilson able to get a timeout called. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll step aside and come back in 30. Folks, don't forget to follow at WWC Athletics on Twitter. Give us a shout out. Let us know where you're watching from. If you're enjoying the broadcast, I'll check those at halftime and get your name on the broadcast if you want to say hello to us. You can also follow us for updates and all that good stuff. Well, TJ Jackson during that timeout stayed on the ground. He dove for that ball with Cates and got shaken up, but he's going to stay in the game, so good news for the Eagles there. Owls basketball, they lead it by 12. Cates out near midcourt. Bailey, top of the key, spins into the lane. Nice pass underneath. Patterson lays it up and in. Patterson's defender came to help. And what a play by Cates to get the steal. Boy, action all over the place for the Owls here in the first half. Here's Hay. Hay is tied up, and they call. What do they call here? They call a foul on Pensacola Christian, so 2 shots for Thomas Hay. So Thomas Hay goes to the line. 16 foul for Pensacola. Hay, 56% free throw shooter during the season. And that one bounces twice and out. Justin Gagne back out there. Checking back in, Danilo Radonjic as well. They join Hay Bailey and Ty Johnson. 5 on the court for Wilson. Hay, second one no good. Rebound controlled by Tom Andrews. So the Andrews brothers up front with Thomas, Jackson, and Gardner, who's come on for Pensacola Christian. To Marlon Gardner, the freshman. With it on the left wing. Bounce past John Andrews. Spins into the lane, had it taken away. Bailey now looking to push. Bailey 1-on-3, and that ball goes out. They say it was last touched by The Owls, or no, Pensacola Christian touched it last, they say. Bailey and Hay will come out now as Kate Horton Jr. coming back in, and Danilo Radonjic also back out there. Ty Johnson, what do we have? Looked like it might have been an illegal screen on Radonjic. So turnover gives the ball back to the Eagles. Again, trapping pressure by the Owls. Thomas throws it high for Williams. Williams able to break the press. Scoops it underneath John Andrews, puts it up and in, count it, and the foul. So Andrews will go to the line, trying to complete the old school three-point play. John Andrews, a senior, his brother Tom, a junior. Good genes in his family. Three-point play is complete. As both players providing a little twin tower action for the Eagles. Gagne throws to Ty Johnson in the forecourt. He'll wait for his teammates. Horton Jr. now. Over to Ty on the left wing. Patterson top of the key. Over to Gagne on the right. Horton Jr. up top. Radonjic on the right wing. Drives in. Extra pass out to Gagne. Fakes the three. Here's Ty. Drives strong to the bucket. Shoots it over a double team. Gardner and John Andrews were there to block it, but they also got a piece of Ty. That's going to be on Andrews. That's his second, team seventh. So the Owls are in the bonus. Ty will get two no matter what, as he was in the act of shooting. And Ty Johnson, rare miss at the line. Johnson came in shooting 80%. The Owls as a team shooting 70%. That's 8th best in the USCAA. Gets 1 out of 2. 30-18 now. The lead is 12 for Warren Wilson. Tom Andrews scoops it to Thomas. Thomas throwing into the forecourt. It's deflected by Patterson. Gagne trying to save it, but saved it to Tom Andrews. So the Eagles get a break. Thomas on the near side. Up top, Tom Andrews. Looking underneath for Kimming, and pass deflected and taken away. Again, good defense by the Owls. Gagne for three. Good! 33-18. Inbound to Thomas. Thomas gets it into the forecourt to Gardner. Gardner over to Kimming. Kimming, right post. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound. Kimming put back, no, but he is fouled and will go to the line. 2:06 left to go here in the first half, folks. Don't forget to stick around at halftime. Fred McCormick, reporter with the Black Mountain News, will join us. Always good to talk to the local media. Talk a little high school football and basketball, as well as some news and notes. And it's also a lot of us just talking about the business. Second free throw is good by Kimming, so 2 for 2 at the line. Lead back to 13 for the Owls. Now Pensacola Christian in a trap. No trouble by the Owls. They've been good against the press this year. Nice pass, Horton Jr. Patterson cuts in, lays it up and in. Something tells me that William Montz might have had a conversation with the Owls about their passing. I don't know where I could have gotten that information from, but you can see it for yourselves here tonight. The Owls have had an assist on nearly every made field goal so far. Williams top of the key, into the lane, floats it up. No, and they call an offensive foul, so it wouldn't have counted anyways. 1:31 left to go here in the half. Garth Bailey coming back in for the Owls. For the Eagles, Jackson returns for Williams as he picks up his second foul. So Ty Johnson will inbound. Horton Jr. in no particular hurry. Getting instructions from the bench. Here's top of the key. Guy spins in. Bounce pass to Patterson. The reverse is good. Biggest lead of the night for Warren Wilson, and they come up with another steal. What a pass, Horton Jr. Bailey can't get it to go, but the Owls get another possession. And Ty Johnson says, settle down, everybody, as he gets it out to Gagne. This is a completely different looking Owls team than what we've seen during this bad stretch. Ty Johnson from downtown, not that time, but Gagne gets it. Out to Bailey, fakes the three. Extra pass out to Gagne, who was open, but wanted to go back to Horton Jr. with 39 seconds to run a little clock here. Horton Jr. over to Gagne, open corner three, no good. Ball tipped. Tom Andrews with the rebound, throws full court, and Thomas can't get to it as Bailey comes up with the steal. Now the Owls can hold for the final shot. What a first half for Warren Wilson. I don't even know where to begin. The steals, the extra passes, guarding the bigs, good team defense in the post. Team effort by the Owls. Ty Johnson can't get it to go. Still three to work with for Thomas. Thomas from half court, no. And the first half comes to an end with Warren Wilson dominating the first 20 minutes, leading at 37-20. Well, folks, as I've been mentioning during this first half, during the winter break, had a chance to talk to Fred McCormick with the Black Mountain News. We're going to jump into that interview right now, and then we'll come back for the second half after we're done with that. Again, your Owls up by 17. Here's me and Fred. Welcome back to halftime, everybody. Chris Sheeman back here with you. And, sometimes Warren Wilson, they call it the bubble. They think that we're kind of introverted and in our own space because we're a work school and because we do a lot of stuff here on campus. But Warren Wilson, believe it or not, is very active in the local community and in some cases can alter some elections and have an impact in their say. So to help me talk a little bit about what's going on in the community, here is Fred McCormick with the Black Mountain News. And Fred, thanks a lot for giving us some of your time today.
Oh, no problem. I'm glad to be here.
So Fred, why don't you tell me a little bit about you first before we start talking about what's going on around town here and how long you've been doing this?
Well, I've been in Black Mountain for a few years. I'm originally from Tampa, Florida. I've been with the paper now for actually almost exactly a year. Started in January of 2014. So I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary. Before this, I worked in Cashiers, North Carolina. Covered the local sports there, the high school sports. And then I was fortunate enough to come back to Black Mountain and get this job here with the Black Mountain News.
How is the journalism industry treating you? I know it's up and down sometimes. I mean, I'll tell you, just for example, all of the jobs that I'm doing, I was not trained for in college because they didn't exist. So.
Well, it's been interesting. It's treating me well. I really enjoy my job. I think I'm really fortunate because of the community that I'm in. I mean, honestly, I think about often this would be a tougher job if I wasn't in such a welcoming community with so many friendly people. And that really helps. And a lot of it is a learning process for me. This is a relatively new field for me. This isn't what I've been doing. I worked with children for a long time before I got into this job. So like I said, being in a community that has so many nice people has really helped. It's helping me learn the ropes, and it's helping me stay busy.
My first professional job when I graduated, I moved to a small town in Wyoming, and everybody in the town hated the owner of the radio station that I worked at. So I would call people up, I was doing similar to what you do, except just for radio. So I was doing news and I was doing sports, and nobody would talk to me because they hated the owner, and that makes a big difference.
That would definitely
doing your job.
That would definitely make this job a lot tougher. if I had to call everyone and they didn't want to talk to me, I would dread going to work every day.
Yeah, I definitely did. Plus, nobody knows the kind of hours that you guys put in. I mean, I started my day at 5:30 in the morning, and if you have city council meetings, you're going to those at 7 to 9 o'clock and writing a story after that, probably done around 10 or what. And it's a brutal life.
It's the hours change constantly because I don't know what's going to happen. Right. No one knows what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. So for me, but I'm fortunate also. I live in Black Mountain and I work in Black Mountain, so I get to always kind of be where the news is. Yeah. I'm in the valley, so that helps.
Yeah. So what's going on in the valley? What's new?
There's a there's quite a few things going on in the valley. That's a tough question. The goings on in the Shenandoah Valley.
What do you do all day, there, Fred? What do you do when you wake up?
Well, there's a lot of things. I'm covering, all of the local news. So the politics, the alderman meetings in Black Mountain, the little bit of crime that occurs in the valley, and the local high school sports. Between those things, there's always something. You just don't know what it's going to be.
Let's talk a little bit about sports. When I came here, I know you're from Florida, I'm from Ohio, two very big high school football states, probably the two best in the country. I'm sure there's a few people watching who might want to debate me on that, but
Right.
just really interesting that, there's a lot of talent here. Football-wise, this is a very good area for high school football, and that it didn't, shock me because I was ignorant on the subject to begin with, but it was interesting to see the level of competition.
Yeah, there is a lot of talent here, and another thing I think that's underrated about Western North Carolina is the small town community aspect. A lot of these kids have so much pride in where they're from that you can see it in their effort on the field. In a bigger city, I think a lot of it has to do with just raw athleticism and just going out there and showcasing your talent. These kids around Western North Carolina, they go out and they try to represent where they're from,
right.
which makes for some great football. And here in the Valley, I mean, we got to see Jagger Gardner, one of the greatest Owen warhorses of all time, just finished up his career at Owen, and became the leading rusher in Western North Carolina history this past year. So he was absolutely a special talent. There's a lot of talent in Western North Carolina.
Basketball, have you really done much with basketball around? Who's looking like the favorites?
Well, I've
anybody making some noise or
in high school basketball.
Yeah.
In high school basketball, they've had a rough start to the year. They started out the year 0-12, and now they're 1-13. They did win a double overtime game for their first win of the season against Madison a couple of days ago, and they're really trying to get back on track. But the thing with that basketball team is four of their starting five were playing football. They went deep into the playoffs, so they had to, they missed several games because they were playing playoff football and then trying to get them back into basketball shape. They have an athletic bunch, and they're fun to watch. I'm hoping that they're going to really, make some noise in their conference for the last few games of the season. The girls' team is very exciting at Owen. I've loved watching them. They like to just run the floor some more. That's my favorite kind of basketball to watch. So that's been entertaining.
And politics, I guess we can talk a little politics if you want to. It's going to be interesting to see the state legislature is kind of entertaining for me to watch. And I know our buddy Tim Moffitt has the face and look of somebody that just looks like he's up to something. That guy, he got voted out. I know you got to be unbiased. I don't have to be. I can say whatever the hell I want. So you just smile and nod while I talk.
I can do that.
And then you chime in when you want to.
I can do that. I'll wait for my opportunity.
Anything going on local-wise that we should know about?
Locally, it's pretty quiet. I always try to suggest to people to get out to go to the alderman meetings in Black Mountain. I'm sometimes shocked how few people attend local government.
Yeah.
And I don't think people always realize how important that is to your daily life. Those are the people that are really going to make the decisions on a daily basis that are going to affect you. I try to really encourage people, even if you can't get to all of them, I understand that, but you should go and have a presence at your local government meetings. We're lucky here in Black Mountain because we're such a small town that that a lot of people know the local politicians. So
Right.
It ends up being a much more relaxed scene. But politics, politics are funny. People tend to get really passionate about their politics.
I find it very interesting. You have a chance, like you're saying, and I remember going to those meetings and there's 2 or 3 people there. I remember just thinking to myself, these are people who are sitting on Facebook and commenting and getting their feelings out there. You can go to this meeting and you can talk to the person that you're upset with right to their face. Just have that one-on-one. They give you public time. There's public time in all of these meetings to say whatever you want.
Yeah, social media commenting is always great because I always find the people that that love to comment about things on social media, a lot of times you'll hear them ask questions or express things that maybe had they been to a local government meeting they'd already be aware of,
Right.
or already know
Right.
about. And social media, everyone's an expert on everything.
Do you get a
that's
lot
what
of
social media is for.
Do you get a lot of? You're a liberal media guy, or do you get any of that?
I've been fairly protected from that up to this point. I think we don't live in the Shenandoah Valley doesn't have a whole lot of controversy. Like I said, it is there's very much a big family feel in the Shenandoah Valley, and it sounds a little cliche, but it's true. I mean, a lot of people have lived here for generations, and people, I think, they like to come here to be in a place where it's not so intense all the time. I know that's the difference for me coming from Tampa, Florida to Black Mountain, North Carolina. The level of intensity is down several notches, and I think that breeds maybe conversation, but not as much debate or what's the word I'm looking for? I'm at a loss for words. not as much debate.
You reached your 500.
Yeah,
That's it.
I got it. It's in my
Send
work.
it to the editor.
Let's
get it done.
That's all there is to it.
I get what you're saying though, and it's really interesting. I remember my last job in news, and this is kind of an interesting story and something that you could kind of keep in the back of your head to be sure to watch yourself, especially when you do interviews like this, if you do more of them. I was joking around. We had a TV noon drive show on an AM station that I worked at in Ohio, and I made a wisecrack about one of the councilmen that I talked to the night before for a story about how boring he was to talk to.
Wow.
Well, this councilman was running for like state legislature office, and he flipped. He did not have the sense of humor that I had thought. Pretty sure Tim Moffitt, if he sees this, will probably send me an email too. But it's just, it's interesting to interact with them, and they are a very different breed. And I'm glad that I'm doing sports now, and I'm glad that there's people like you out there that are doing the heavy lifting, because your job is a lot harder than mine.
I mean, yeah, like I said, it's a good community, so it's easy. I think it's easier to. I think I expect almost to be able to have conversation. I expect to be held accountable for what I say in the newspaper, because anyone can see me at any point. I mean,
Sure.
I run into people at Ingalls all the time that are, hey, I know you, I read this, or I read that. I just try to get the information that I get and put it out there for everyone to read. I try to keep it as straight down the middle as I possibly can at all times. I'm actually pretty good at that.
Yeah, you
just
do.
being down the middle.
I read your stuff. You do a very good job.
I'm not the most opinionated person in the world. I really enjoy hearing what people have to say. Honestly, that's, I think, my favorite part of this job. I really love the opportunity to sit down and meet and talk to so many different types of people.
Yeah.
And I can't have a solid opinion about someone that I haven't met before I talk to them about a story or whatever. I like to really hear people out.
Right.
So that's big for me, and I think that keeps me, and hopefully will keep me out of trouble in the future with this job.
You are the complete opposite of me, which means you're going to have a long career in journalism. And Fred, let's tell the folks we got the www on there, but people want to read you in print. How do they subscribe? What is it? It's a weekly paper, right?
It is a weekly paper. We come out we come out every Wednesday morning to our subscribers. With our publication date's actually on Thursday, but the delivery gets there a day early.
Okay.
We have a website. It's www.blackmountainnews.com. And we typically, we put up 10 stories on our website every week out of our paper, which is a pretty good sampling. I mean, we're a community paper coming out weekly, so 10 stories will give you, on our website, will give you a good idea of what we've been covering or what's going on in the area. The paper itself, you can call us at the office and you can subscribe. There is also a subscribe button on our website, but I think you'd have better luck calling in.
So give them a call. Support your local newspapers. McCormick, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Folks, we're going to step aside. We'll be back. If you're watching one of the games, we'll Welcome back, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you here inside DeVries Gym. We got ice coming later tonight, but right now the Owls, they could probably melt it themselves the way that they're playing here today, the way that they're shooting the basketball. And probably the best first half of the season. Leading it by 17, but we got 20 minutes left to go, and Pensacola Christian will possess first as we're set to go. And we're underway with Pensacola Christian moving right to left. Here's Jackson on the left wing. Up top, John Andrews. Over right wing to Thomas for three. Off the side of the rim. Long rebound comes to Williams in the corner. Gets it out to Jackson. Left side to Thomas. Up top, Tom. Here's John Andrews. Turnaround scoop shot. And puts it up and in. Nifty move by Andrews there. First 2 points of the second half belong to the Eagles. Horton Jr. into the forecourt. Scoops it to Ty Johnson on the right side. Top of the key, Garth Bailey. Bailey to the elbow. Horton Jr. same spot. Up top, Ty for three, no good. Johnson with 12 first half points. Rebound controlled by the Eagles. Here's Williams. Thomas on the right wing. Top of the key, Tom Andrews. Right wing to Jackson. Looking for John Andrews. Turnaround shot. Double teamed. Got it out. Thomas fakes the three. Dribbles in. Steps into a jumper. No good. Patterson chases down the rebound. Into the forecourt, Horton Jr. Same starters for both teams here in this second half. Patterson, top of the key. Bailey between the circles. Scoops it over to Thomas Hay. Now Ty Johnson, right wing three, no good. And Johnson started the game strong, but he's been off the mark with his last 4 3-point attempts. Thomas up top. Tom Andrews swings it left wing to Jackson. Top of the key, Thomas, open three. Gets it to bounce in. 37-25, first 5 points here in the second half belonging to Pensacola. We saw it in the ladies' game. Pensacola Christian was down big, and the women made a big run to start the second half. The guys trying to do the same, getting a turnover. 2-on-2, Williams to the bucket, floats it up, no, count it, and the foul. And just like that, the lead is 10. Patterson upset with himself, committing the foul. That's his second. He'll come into the backcourt and walk it off. Garth Bailey sitting down as Justin Gagne comes in now. They're going to switch it. So Patterson will head to the bench and Bailey will stay out on the court. So it's Corey Williams at the line, try to complete an old school three-point play. Williams 77% at the free throw stripe, and now what? Patterson's got to come back out. You can't sub right after a player is just left with the same player, so you're going to have to wait at least a play to bring in Garth Bailey. Three-point play completes. And it's an 8-0 run to start the second half. Ty Johnson, Horton Jr., 3-on-1. The Patterson shot rejected by John Andrews, but the Owls get it back. I mentioned it in the first half. Andrews, the NCAA leader in blocks. Ty Johnson, extra pass underneath. Patterson rejected again, John Andrews. That's his third block of the night. Here's Jackson on the left. Top of the key, Thomas. John Andrews spins into the lane, and Patterson fouled him again. A reach by Patterson. Foul, I believe, was on the floor. Patterson picks up his third, and he will sit down now as Garth Bailey comes back in. So you see Pensacola, quick inbound. Andrews can't get the roll, fight for the rebound, and Gagne touched it last. So ball goes out of bounds, and then it'll stay on this end of the court. So head coach Mark Gatch telling his team in the half to get the ball inside. They've had it inside on nearly every possession so far here. Thomas into the lane, tied up with Gagne. Jump ball called, Possession arrow will keep it on this end of the court. Well, I guess the possession arrow is wrong because they're giving it to Warren Wilson. And that is the correct call because Pensacola Christian had it first here in this second half. So Owls basketball trying to stop this 8-0 run. Owls have led by as many as 17. That was at the half. Eagles with a good start here in the second half. Gagne from way downtown. It's a swish. Owls stopping the run. Go back up by 12. Thomas goes quickly. John Andrews in the lane. Over two defenders. No good. Bailey with the rebound. He's tied up. Another jump ball called, and this time we will stay on this end of the court. So Eagles with the basketball. Pensacola Christian heading from here to Jacksonville, Florida to take on Trinity Baptist on Thursday. The Owls are off until that Monday game at Montreat. That'll be a 7:30 game. And then they return home to take on Columbia International next Wednesday. Before the inbound, it looks like John Andrews is going to be called for an offensive foul as he makes his case. A battle that he will no doubt lose. That's his third foul, so he's going to head to the bench. Coming in for Pensacola Christian, Elijah Kimming. So the Owls at Montreat next Monday and home against Columbia International next Wednesday. Now that game against Columbia International we will not broadcast. I will be heading with the ladies to Elizabeth City to broadcast their 3-game tournament. So that's the one home game for the Owls men that we're going to miss. Of course, the men will also go to Crown while the women are away, so we won't do that one for you either. So you'll have to be without your men's basketball. Now the Owls are the men are going to tape delay that game, so they're going to record the game, and they're going to upload it to YouTube afterwards, the Columbia game. So you will get to watch it just later and without my brilliant commentary. Horton Jr. hits it to Hay, high off the glass. Thomas Hay gets the bucket. Lead back to 14 now. Owls starting to settle in here in the second half. Williams, Tom Andrews, pass deflected, but comes to Dylan Crane who's come on. Williams out near midcourt, over to Thomas, left wing three, short. Thomas just unable to get it going from distance so far tonight, but the Eagles get an offensive rebound. Thomas, now Williams. Williams to the top, takes it to the half circle. Shot with the hand in his face, no good. Boy, Gagne did everything he could to get the rebound. Tom Andrews ripped it away and got the putback. Timeout by the Eagles. We'll take it with them. 15:44 left to play in the ball game. We're back in 30. Look at the upcoming broadcast schedule that I alluded to earlier. Monday, the men at Montreat. That's a 7:30 game, not 7. Then the ladies in the Mid-Atlantic Christian Tournament. That'll be at the end of next week on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Out of the timeout, Warren Wilson with the basketball. 42-30, Owls with the lead. Justin Gagne, air ball. Ty Johnson saves it, though. Owls get an extra possession, but Garth Bailey, Gagne not looking for it. Ball goes into the backcourt, so Pensacola Christian will get it right back. Pensacola Christian started the second half with an 8-0 run. The Owls answered that. Stephon Cates checking in for Bailey. And it's Thomas the inbound over on the near side. Gets it to Tom Andrews. He'll back it out to Williams. Williams over to Thomas. Thomas to the baseline. Jump stop, puts it off the glass. No good. And we have a whistle on Thomas Hay. A push. So that's going to send Thomas to the line for 2 shots. Joel Thomas averaging 18 points per ball game, but he's struggled shooting the ball here tonight. 85% at the line during the regular season, though. And swishes the first one. So first free throw up and in for Joel Thomas. Thomas is fourth in the NCAA, shooting 58% from the field and 20th, shooting 40% from behind the arc, but he's been off the mark here tonight. That's part of the reason why the Owls are up double digits, although he gets 2 out of 2 from the charity stripe there to cut the deficit for the Eagles to 10. Set the 5 on the court. It's Stephon Gates, Thomas Hay, Garth Bailey, Ty Johnson, Stephen Horton Jr. for the Owls. Ty Johnson strong to the bucket, skies it off the glass, counted in the foul. 5 on the court for the Eagles. Tom Andrews, Dylan Crane out there with Thomas. Coming in is Jackson. And also out there is Kimming. That's the 5 for Pensacola Christian. 15:01 left to go. Ty Johnson going to the line. Try to complete the old school three-point play. Ty Johnson 1 of 2 from the charity stripe here tonight. Now Seth Crane comes in as Tom Andrews will get a breather. Ty can't get the roll. Rebound controlled by Thomas, so it remains a 12-point ball game with 14:56 left to go here in regulation. Kimming between the circles. Over to Seth Crane on the left side. Dylan Crane near the right wing. Looking underneath. Gets it to Crane, who puts it up and in. Good find from brother to brother. And the lead back to 10 for Warren Wilson. Horton Jr. bounce pass to Ty. All right, back to Horton Jr. Ty Johnson, catch and shoot 3. It's good. That is Ty Johnson's 5th three-pointer, I believe, of the night. And Pensacola Christian again on the press, forcing another turnover. Ty will try it from the left. Not that time. Oh, Thomas Hay really took a hard fall trying to go for the offensive rebound. So Pensacola Christian is playing 5-on-4 right now. And they're going to stop the clock as Hay is hurt, and this is bad for the Owls. Oh, Thomas Hay with triplet already out. This would be a big loss. So, folks, we're going to step aside. We'll see if Thomas can get up. Actually, we're going to keep it here as it looks like Hay being looked at by the trainer. Sitting up. Took a wicked. Tried to climb on the top of the back of Crane to get the offensive rebound and just took a hard foul. Well, he's up under his own power, so that's good news. The Owls can't afford to lose any more bigs. So Patterson checks back in. Thomas Hay will head over to the trainer. Looks like he's just shaken up a little bit, though. They're looking at his shoulder. He pointed to his right shoulder, so we'll see what happens with that. Patterson now has 3 fouls, so keep an eye on that as well. And it's Pensacola Christian with the basketballs. We're back to live action. So the Eagles playing game number 7 of their 10-game road trip. Coming in 8-9. Jackson has it top of the key. Puts it over to the corner for Crane. Underneath, it's Seth Crane. Lays it up and in. Same play as the last time. It was just a different location on the pass from Dylan. Garth Bailey almost lost the dribble, but able to get it back. He'll back it out now. Looking for a screen from Patterson. Goes left of the screen. Looking to pass it back to EJ. Good defense by the Eagles. Tipped and taken away by Thomas. Jackson into the forecourt now. Over the right side, Dylan Crane. Up top to Seth. Here's Jackson. Jackson, pull-up jumper, short. Ball tipped out to Thomas. Over to the corner, Dylan Crane, but he stepped out of bounds. Sub for Warren Wilson. Truth Freeland Coming into the ball game, his 12th appearance of the season, Truth Freeland, freshman from Topeka, Kansas, as Garth Bailey heads to the bench. They're still working on Thomas Hayes' shoulder, his right shoulder. They're working his arm over on the sideline. Patterson rejected by Seth Crane. Ball goes out of bounds, though, so we'll stay with the Owls. 12:50 left to go in the ball game. Ty Johnson inbound, 21 on the shot clock. Skies it to Horton Jr. out near midcourt. Horton Jr. to Freeland on the left wing. Cates, top of the key. Patterson jumper, can't get it. Just a little bit short. Rebound by by Dylan Crane. Here's Thomas in the forecourt. Now to Jackson. Jackson drives in, floats it up and in. So it's single digits again. Close as Pensacola has been in the second half has been 8. It's a 9-point advantage right now for the Owls. And good news is Thomas Hay, you might have seen him on your screen getting set to check back in. Cates looking for a timeout, and does he get it? He does. So a timeout as Cates saved it from going into the backcourt. We'll step aside and come back in 30 seconds. Welcome back, folks. Don't forget you can follow the Owls on Twitter at WWC Athletics. Get news, scores, videos, reminders about live games, and all that stuff right there. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you here at Warren Wilson. So Thomas Hay back out on the court. Patterson sits down. And Thomas taking a hard fall, but able to get back out there. Owls leading by 9. They've led by as many as 17. Horton Jr. strong to the bucket. Shot rejected. Hay diving for it, but coming up with it is Dylan Crane into the forecourt. Jackson. Jackson into the lane. Here's Dylan Crane. Had it deflected. Thomas Hay comes up with it, and another timeout, so the Owls can keep possession. So 11:44 left to go. We will step aside again. Don't forget, folks, you can visit the home of the Owls online, get up-to-date news, schedule, stats, player profiles, and all that good stuff, WarrenWilsonOwls.com. So Owls with the basketball. Out of the timeout, Justin Gagne checking back in. Garth Bailey back out there with Ty Johnson, Stephon Cates, and Thomas Hay. Garth Bailey on the right wing with it now. Gagne, same spot. John Andrews has also come back out there for Pensacola Christian, as has Bailey. Drives in, kicks it out. Cates over to Gagne, still 9 to shoot. Gagne to the bucket, trying to draw contact, but a bad shot. John Andrews takes it away. Thomas into the forecourt. Coming on for Pensacola Christian, Andres Green, 6'3" freshman from Spartanburg, which is about an hour south and east of here. Jackson loses the dribble out of bounds, so a mistake there for Pensacola as the Owls get it on the turnover. So it's Green out there, John Andrews, Thomas Jackson. Here's Gagne spinning in the lane, can't get the roll. Rebound controlled by Dylan Crane, who is the 5th player out there for Pensacola. Jackson into the front court. Green out near midcourt. Jackson out deep as well. Now over to Thomas, guarded by Ty Johnson. Nearing the midway of the second half. 10:29 left to go. Jackson again has trouble with it. Cates takes it away. Cates to the bucket. High off the glass. No good. And Dylan Crane comes up with a great defense by the Eagles that time. Jackson into the forecourt. Over to Green on the right wing. Top of the key, Andrews. Left side, Thomas. To the cutter, Green. Green at the free throw stripe. Scoops it to Thomas. Same spot. Now here's Andrews. Andrews had it deflected out of bounds with 14 on the shot clock. And for the Eagles, here comes John Hibbler checking in for Green. A.J. Patterson's going to come back in for the Owls as Stephon Cates will check out. So it'll be an inbound for the Eagles. Thomas will inbound right at the basket with 14 to shoot. And he'll sky it out near midcourt for Jackson. Jackson, shot blocked and taken away by Gagne. Good defense there for Warren Wilson. Gagne into the forecourt. Gagne almost lost the dribble, and what do they call? They called an offensive foul. They called him for throwing his arm, but he was doing that to try to keep the dribble. It wasn't. So William Montz pleads his case, but Gagne picks up the foul. Spinning in is Thomas. Thomas traveled with the basketball, and it's gotten a little sloppy here in the second half for both teams. Owls still leading it by 9. Thomas is going to get a breather. Coming back in is Williams. And do we have a technical foul? What do we got? T on the coach. They called it on Thomas as he went to the bench. I thought it was on Coach Gatch, but it's on Thomas. So Ty Johnson will shoot 2 technicals. First free throw up and in. Not sure what the complaint was. It's been called evenly on both sides. Johnson misses the second. Now, whether it's been called evenly good or evenly terribly is a matter of opinion, but it's been called evenly. So it'll be Owls with the basketball. Both teams with 3 team fouls now. For Thomas, in college basketball, technicals count as personal, so that was his second personal. Ty Johnson, top of the key, over to Gagne. He'll back it out. Gagne. Thomas A, pass deflected, and it's a steal for Hibbler. Hibbler into the forecourt, swings it out to Williams. Top of the key, here's Jackson for 3, it's good. 7-point ball game as the Eagles have been here in the second half. As we go inside, 9 minutes remaining. Gagne to the bucket, and what do we have? We have a foul called on Pensacola Christian, so that'll be team foul number 4 on the Eagles. Stephon Cates in for Gagne. And the foul is on Hibbler. That's his first. Inbound to Bailey. Bailey triggers the 3, no good. Hay deflected the rebound, almost caught it, but deflected it enough for Ty Johnson, who says, settle down, everybody. The Owls offense not quite as fluid as we saw in the first half and in the early part of this second half. Bailey up top. Here's Thomas Hay. Ty Johnson, open three. Can't get it to go. John Andrews with the rebound. Here come the Eagles. Into the forecourt, it's Williams. Over right side, Hibbler. Out to Jackson. Can he do it again? Yes, he can. Back-to-back three-pointers for Jackson. Timeout, Pensacola Christian, and as they have cut a 17-point lead down to 4, 8:18 left to go. We'll step aside. You're watching Warren Wilson basketball on the Owl Sports Network. That is not big. Cameraman Hirsch is telling me that Wilkesboro, North Carolina is a big town. 13,000 people. Not a big town. I know there's a lot of people watching in Wilkesboro right now. Thomas Hay, shot blocked again by John Andrews. Boy, it looks like Andrews is running his mouth after every block, too. He better be careful. He's going to come out. Coming in is Kimming. It's getting a little choppy out there. We've had a technical called. Cates makes the three, trying to lean into Jackson. Out to Bailey in the corner. Here's Patterson. Had trouble with able to get it back, though. Out to Ty. Fakes the pass, shoots the three, and hits. Oh, the Owls needed that one. Leave it to the senior leader to step up big. That's his sixth three-pointer here tonight. Williams into the forecourt. Doubled up. Williams and traveled with the basketball. That's the call. Owls will get it back. 7:35 left to go. Again, the press has been working for Warren Wilson here tonight. Patterson at the half circle. Ty Johnson dribbles to the left. He'll shoot another three. Can't get it to go. Hey, offensive rebound. To back out to Ty. Here's Cates up top. Cates into the lane. Underneath. Patterson puts it up and in. Nice pass by Cates to pick up the assist. 53-46. Or, excuse me, 53-44. Lead back to 9. Jackson trying to stay hot. That shot around the world and out. And Cates lost his shoe. So 6:52 left to go. Cates able to get his shoe back. His shoe went flying. John Andrews, short breather. He's back out there. Thomas checks back in as well. So they're on the court with Kimming, Jackson, and Williams. That's the 5 for the Eagles. Garth Bailey, Stephon Cates, Ty Johnson, E.J. Patterson, and Hay, the 5 for the Owls. Here's Cates to the elbow. Shoots the J, goes halfway down and out. Jackson with the rebound. Jackson looking to push it into the forecourt. Owls get back on defense. Now here's Andrews. Andrews puts it up short. Patterson with the box out, comes up with the rebound. Owls. Bailey out to Hay. Fakes the three. Had it poked away by John Andrews. Good defense by the big man out on the wing. Came in 2.6 blocks per night. He's got 4. He's now got 46 on the season. A man among boys right now. The center for Pensacola. Ty Johnson. Turnaround shot. Can't get it to go. Good defense by the Eagles that time from Jackson. Thomas into the forecourt now. Jackson on the left wing. Here's Thomas again, top of the key, right side, John Andrews. Andrews, Kimming was cutting, goes up top to Thomas, fakes the three, drives in, floats it up, no. Tipped rebound comes to Ty Johnson. And Thomas continues to be off tonight. Bailey drives in, takes it to the baseline, floater. John Andrews didn't get a block, but he definitely altered that one. Now Williams pushes, 2-on-2. Shot by Thomas, no good, but Thomas is fouled. Team foul number 4. Both teams with 4 now, with 5:26 left to go. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Owls women winning by 25 earlier. And the Owls men looking to make it a sweep. These two teams came in polar opposites so far over the last 7 games. Warren Wilson just 1-6 and Pensacola 6-1, but the Owls have played like they did earlier in the season here tonight. Unselfish play, good team defense, working the press. Thomas, though, keeping his team in it, as is Jackson and John Andrews. Now, Thomas at the line trying to cut the deficit to 7. As I mentioned, he's one of the better free throw shooters in the nation at 85%. A sophomore from Kansas City, Missouri. A couple of subs for both teams as Seth Crane comes in for Jackson for the Eagles. For the Owls, Horton Jr. returns. Justin Gagne back out there as well with the second free throw up and in. So 7-point game again, 5:26 left to go. Eagles doing a nice job to hang around. Playing most of January on the road. Just one home game. That'll be at the end of the month. Here's Cates right at in the corner. Takes it baseline to Cates underneath. Shot blocked by John Andrews again. Yet another block for the big man. Here's Williams into the lane. Floats it up, no. Gagne with the rebound. Had it poked away by Andrews, but Williams missed the bunny. Oh, Williams threw Thomas Hay, and he'll be called for a foul. Thomas Hay. Thomas Hay is going to be hurting tomorrow morning, folks. If you know Thomas Hay, come see Thomas Hay and bring him some ice, because he's going to need it. We talked about we're supposed to get a little bit of an ice storm coming this way. Thomas Hay might just want to go sit outside tonight and sleep out there. Owls with the basketball. 53-46. Wilson with the lead. Ty Johnson to the baseline. Out to Cates. Cates drives on Crane. Swings it over to Gagne. Fakes the 3. Drives in. Out to Hay. Hay on the wing. Into the lane. Hay falling down. Gets it out to Horton Jr. Back to Hay. Hay shot blocked by Andrews again. But Andrews got a piece of him. Thomas Hay hits the deck again. Cubed ice, not shaved ice for Thomas Hay. Get him the good stuff, folks. Thomas Hay back at the line, and he needs a minute, and we should give him that minute. That is team foul number 6 on Pensacola. The Owls with 5. William Montz talking with the official about something. So now we're set to go with Hay at the line. And misses the first free throw. Owls coming up. They're off until Monday, so they get a little bit of a break. Give some bodies time to heal. Timmy Johnson still out today. Hay's been banged around today. Hay gets 1 out of 2. Lead at 8 now for Warren Wilson. Trap again on Seth Crane. There's Williams. Crane again. Gets it to Anders in the forecourt underneath Gardner. Shot no good. Put back by Crane, no good. Ball tipped. Who wants it? It's Horton Jr. who gets it for the Owls. Under 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Warren Wilson with the basketball. They've led by as many as 17 if you're just joining us. Gagne underneath Hay. Hay, couple of fakes, and shot no good. A foul is called. That's going to be on Williams. Team foul number 7 for the Eagles. So Thomas Hay back at the line. A lot of wet spots tonight. So we talked about the game for the Owls on Monday. Pensacola Christian going to get on the road. They're going to Jacksonville, Florida to take on Trinity Baptist on Thursday. So tomorrow's going to be a long travel day. I would assume they might even leave tonight. Who knows? Pensacola Christian started the season 2-8 as Hay gets the first one. And as I mentioned earlier, since then they've gone 6-1. They defeated College of Faith 122-97 this weekend in the Piedmont International Tournament. Tom Andrews has come back in. Gardner sits down for the Eagles as Hay goes 2 for 2 at the charity stripe, and the lead back to 10 for the Owls. Tom Andrews throws it to Jackson. Skies it for Williams in the forecourt. Now John Andrews, and he'll lay it up and in. Lead back to 8. Owls will trade baskets, though. They don't mind that at this stage of the ball game. Ty Johnson up top. He'll back it out. Now to Horton Jr. Horton Jr. dribbles to the left. Drives in. Nice pass underneath. The reverse by Patterson. Up and in. The trap on again. Jackson throws to Tom Andrews in the forecourt. Looking underneath. Here's Thomas. Thomas shot up and in. Back and forth we go. Pensacola Christian. Another timeout. So we will step aside. 2:56 left to go. Eagles hanging around. Owls trying to close them out. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. 2:56 left to go. 58-50 Owls. Pensacola Christian applying some pressure now. Owls got 5 seconds to break the 10-second, and they just do. Gagne. Oh, that pass is kicked. Had Patterson underneath. It goes off the foot of Andrews. Ty Johnson inbound it with 22 on the shot clock. To Gagne in the corner. Good to see Justin back out there after missing the game. Hopefully Timmy will be able to get back out there on Monday. Thomas Hay left wing to the elbow. Horton Jr. with 7 to shoot to the bucket. Ty Johnson with 5. Ty Johnson step back 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Jackson. And here come the Eagles. Trying to make things interesting. Dylan Crane on the right. John Andrews back out to him for 3. Missed it long. Rebound saved, though, by Thomas to Jackson on the left. Jackson drives in, scoops it up. Can't get the roll. Thomas Hay with the rebound. And that was a big stop for the Owls. Under 2 we go. If the Owls can get a bucket here, it's going to be real difficult for the Eagles, and the Eagles are actually going to extend the game now by fouling. Well, if you're the Owls, that's who you want to foul. Justin Gagne, 79% free throw shooter. Best case is Ty Johnson at 80%, although he's been a bit off the mark from the free throw stripe here tonight. Because we don't have live stats for this game today, folks, no post game. So we'll sign off as soon as we're done. Justin Gagne, front end of the 1-and-1 is good. That was the 18th foul, by the way, for Pensacola Christian. So Owls will be in the 1-and-1 here for a little bit longer. Second one good. Lead back to 10. So the Eagles trying to extend the game. With 1:47 left to go, they have to keep getting buckets and hope the Owls miss free throws. Tom Andrews to inbound. Owls keeping the press on. Dylan Crane. Andrews. Jackson right of the lane. No putback by Tom Andrews. That's up and in. Ty Johnson inbounds it. And we're going to get a timeout by William Montz, who's not happy about something. So we will step aside. 1:30 left to go. 60-52. Timeout. We'll be back. Right there for a minute. Look who's out of retirement. It's Rob Shook helping out here tonight. I hope he's getting paid. Inbound by Ty, and it's deflected out of bounds. What did they call? I think they called a foul on Crane for the reach. So that's team foul number 9. Still a 1-and-1 situation for the Owls. It's simple for Warren Wilson. If they hit their free throws, they're going to win. Barring some kind of three-point flurry. That was the second foul on Dylan Crane. So Horton Jr. at the line, 56% free throw shooter, the sophomore from Japan. It's the front end. Owls have shot 32% or less in the last 5 games. They have been on the mark, though, here today. It's been more about the passing here tonight. So Pensacola gets what they want. 1 out of 2 from the charity stripe for Warren Wilson. Now Jackson fires around the rim. No tip for the rebound, and John Andrews tipped it out, but he did it to Ty Johnson, who will play keep away, and now he's fouled. So that's team foul number 10 for Warren Wilson, or for Pensacola, excuse me. So the Owls in the double bonus now as Ty Johnson goes to the line. Again, 80% free throw shooter during the season, coming into play today. First one up and in, lead back to 10. Owls, by the way, just 5 team fouls, so they can still play aggressive. And it's out to 11 now. Pensacola, minute 12 left. Boy, Thomas just saved that in to John Andrews, who throws it down with 2 hands. Big dunk for the big man. Horton Jr. bounce past the Cates. Cates and the Owls trying to play keep away now. Ty Johnson will be fouled with 50 seconds. Jackson picks up the foul. That's his 3rd. 57.7 seconds. First free throw up and in for Ty. He went 2 for 2 moments ago. And it's back to 11 again. So again, Pensacola looking to go quickly. Here's Thomas. He'll shoot the three. Good. Well, that's been missing from the Eagles tonight. Timeout, Pensacola Christian. 52 seconds. We will step aside again. Welcome back, everybody. Pensacola Christian continuing to hang around here. 52 seconds. Al's got to get the inbound here. Ty Johnson inbounds to Gagne. All right, back to Ty, and Ty is fouled again. So we've had about 7 or 8 seconds come off the clock there. And Ty Johnson back at the line. Al's looking to snap a 3-game slide. Also go 5-3 here at home. Right now they're 4-3. Hibbler checking out as Thomas comes back in, so wanting to protect Thomas from picking up more fouls, they sent Hibbler in. Ty continuing to hit the free throws. Here come the Eagles again, trying to go as quickly as possible here. Still want to make sure you get a good shot, but you got to go quick. Nice job by Jackson to get to the lane. Better defense by the Owls, though. Thomas had it deflected. Thomas, pull up three, no. Ty with the rebound. Horton Jr. throws full court. Patterson traveled with the basketball. 24 seconds to work with, and it looks like the Owls are going to get win number 8 on the year and snap this 3-game slide. Pensacola Christian will inbound it. It'll be Dylan Crane. Jackson. Jackson gets a screen, takes it to the baseline. John Andrews from deep, short. Bailey with the rebound. Shot clock is off. It's poked away. Bailey able to get it back. And Pensacola Christian will call off the Dogs here, and Warren Wilson, ranked 8th in the latest USCAA poll, snaps a 3-game slide, winning 67-57 over the Eagles. So Pensacola Christian goes to Jacksonville, Florida on Thursday at 7 to take on Trinity Baptist. That will be game number 8 of their 10-game road trip. And Warren Wilson, now 5-3 at home. They will be off until Monday when they visit Montreat, the crosstown rivals. So, folks, once again, your final score, it's Warren Wilson 67, Pensacola Christian 57 for everybody here at Warren Wilson. My name's Chris Shima. We'll talk to you again. Set our next broadcast for you on Monday night, the men at Montreat at 7:30.